Alright guys, so back to a new Pirate Software drama. Definitely go and check out Atozy channel.
This streamer has been destroying his career over the last few months, as for some reason there's just like this massive disconnect between his audience and the internet and him. And he might have just put his career in jeopardy by breaking Twitch's terms of service and potentially.
Again, we talked a lot about Pirate Software situation. I think the worst thing that Pirate Software usually have is that he does not really accept constructive criticism, and he break out a little bit when someone tried to criticize him, which led to a lot of problems and led that the scope of the people becomes on him. He becomes their target to see if he did anything else wrong, because now he is not accepting their criticism and made a bit of bad moves. One of them, so his chat in one of the streams that apparently is breaking TOS, which is Twitch Terms of Services, and it was a very bad move. Many people covered it legally and stuff like that. One of them is Legal Mindset, which covered which covered most of the stuff related to how it will affect Pirate Software legally, but now this looks like there is a new drama about to happen.
Potentially committing fraud. And I mean, overall, this has just been one of the craziest domino effects of nothing burgers that I've seen in a long time. But as usual, he doesn't even understand why people are frustrated with him to begin with. Essentially, what's been happening
It's just people don't like people who do not admit that they did something wrong. So then they will start trying to see the stuff that they are literally 100% sure he did wrong, so they start tracking him, track every little mistake just to prove that he is wrong in something else. If he did not just said, oh, I'm sorry, it was my fault, it was a small thing that I did wrong. So yeah, I think that's the problem, the main problem with Pirate Software. It's just he does not really accept constructive criticism.
Career over the last few months is death by a million cuts. There is no massive drama or controversy that has really caused all of this. It's rather just countless moments of him messing up and refusing to acknowledge any of his mistakes whatsoever. And then when he refuses to acknowledge any mistake, he then doubles down and tries to gaslight everyone by saying, actually, I'm the one who's right.
Yeah, like the heartburn situation with some guy, I guess he's called Code Jesus or something like that. Like the Code Jesus guy said the code is not optimized well. It's obvious for anyone who worked in video game programming. The code were not optimized, and it's okay. By the way, 90% of codes that even submitted from AAA studios are not optimized well. Optimization been something very controversial in the gaming industry for a very long time. Many people don't do optimization that well, just like in the past. Even bigger studios, we're talking about video games like Stalker 2 and other video games, getting optimization like hell. No one can even run that game. So sometimes it just happens. Even with good developers, sometimes we make an optimization mistake, and it's totally okay. It's not like the end of the world. Pirate Software did it. His code were not as optimized as he claims, and then people said the optimization sucks. Pirate Software said, no, actually the optimization is so good it runs on a fridge. Why would you do that? Why would anyone do that? You can't say, oh, the optimization is good, the game runs on mobile. Like my video game, it's not really until now published. Many video games, like my game, it could be running even with the mobile phones that are weak. Like this is just a Poco phone, which is like a $90 phone. You can really play the video game on mobile because it's a 2D video game, not a very impressive video game to like load on mobile phones. So you can say that your game is well optimized by saying it runs on mobile. It's okay. You can get away with that because there are really strong mobiles that even run Resident Evil. So we're talking, but saying that it runs on a smart fridge. Why the hell would you say that? And by the way, it was not really running on the smart fridge, it was like remoted to the screen of the fridge when some people analyzed it. And why would you even say that? It's why? You can't just say it runs on mobile. Many 2D game could run on mobile. Why? So that's what make people are frustrated with pirate software.
No matter what. I mean, if pirate software was placed on an island with a rock and whoever admitted they were wrong first would get to leave the island, they would both be stuck there forever. So obviously, today we're talking about the streamer by the name of Pirate Software. And to give you a very brief backstory, he left his entire team to die in a video game where you only have one life. He constantly critiques games and their developers, even attacking a whole movement that protects older games from becoming outdated. He seems to have some god complex he acquired because he worked at Blizzard as a website security guy. And also, by the way, if you didn't know, he's definitely worked at... Oh, and he also worked as a
Oh, you might not knew this information, but do you know that Pirate Software actually worked at Blizzard? First time I've ever heard that. The thing is, again, you don't really need to explicitly say where did you work on, just to say that you look or to be professional. By the way, like many people that we always watch when we wear game dev and stuff like that, they don't really need to tell you, oh, I worked at there and there and there. They are obviously looking professional, talking professionally, and providing professional information. We're talking about people like CodeMonkey, people like Brackies. You never need to ask where did they work. So that's something. Something else regarding Pirate Software situation is if he right now stopped everything and just apologized, the situation will not escalate as it will. By the way, a sincere apology, one that people could accept. The situation will not be escalated as it will be escalated in the future, as you will see. So that's the current problem that Pirate Software need to work on, which is just trying to make a very good apology video, because nothing else gonna save him more than that.
person who detected cheaters in their games, which is kind of ironic considering recently he was exposed for blatantly cheating in puzzle games. Basically, he was on his phone during the stream and suddenly went, "Oh, I know the answer." And everyone was like, "Well, is that because you Googled it, dude?" So Pirate then responded via stream and said that he did not cheat and seemed pretty taken aback that people even thought that he would ever cheat.
Why did you cheat in Outer Wilds? What? How the hell would you cheat in that game? Bro, we played it all live on stream. Alright, bud. It's a wild-ass thing to say. What the hell?
Essentially, this dude is a love child of hypocrisy and deniability. Oh, and again, did I mention that he worked at Blizzard?
I was watching a video that was critiquing you for mentioning you work at Blizzard so much. I literally never talk about it. When I worked at Blizzard, I did that for Blizzard. Blizzard, 7 years, yeah. Blizzard. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment.
Did you know, guy, that Pirate Software actually worked at Blizzard?
Used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. You're red team specialist for Blizzard Entertainment. And Blizzard. Because having worked at Blizzard. I grew up at Blizzard.
I don't think I'm better than other people. There's a lot of people that brought that up. And it's like, I never said that I was. I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting. When in reality, I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase. This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this.
Yeah.
That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro.
But I guess things have just got a whole lot worse because it was like 2 weeks ago since we made a 14-minute long video discussing most of this stuff. If you thought things were bad 2 weeks ago, they've got a whole lot worse. I mean, you have dudes who've been making, 14 videos in a row on essentially everything this guy has done since then. So, apparently a lot is going on.
By the way, I'm someone I don't really want to cover much of drama in my channel, only if I'm forced to. Like if I found a very good video like this that get recommended to me very much, or if I usually have something to talk about, like how did the payment processors are affecting the gaming industry. Usually I really want to cover most of just devlogs and stuff like that, because these are the things that I can comment more professionally on, because I really have a lot more of experience in game dev than just commentatory, so I can like give better advices for people. I can tell them how to advance really their projects and games. So I really try to stay out of drama as much as possible, so I can help people the most. But sometimes when there is something that you cannot really neglect and you need to talk about, it means that the one that you are gonna talk about messed up really bad, especially for channels like mine, or like even like Code Monkey and stuff like that. If you need to talk about it, if such channels need to talk about it, then it means you messed up so bad.
On. And we'll talk about that channel in a little bit, because Pirate has actually responded to some of the allegations from that channel. But either way, Pirate has received a lot of attention in the last couple of months, and I think it's the wrong kind, not the one that he wanted, because he's lost nearly 250,000 subscribers on YouTube and over 100,000 followers on Twitch, which is absolutely insane. I mean, you would think with the losses like that he would be guilty of something crazy, but instead, as I kind of hinted to previously, it's just kind of like death by 1,000 cuts, and it's not even real cuts. It's just
like people just hated that he is not trying to admit he's wrong. Imagine that make you lose that number of people. Admitting you're wrong is not a bad thing, by the way. It's just a process of life. You change just as nature change. You discover that you were not right about different stuff in your life, and it's okay. You've done it years ago, maybe months ago. You can't say that I was wrong. No one gonna judge you by it. Anyone who gonna judge you by it, if it was like nothing illegal or stuff like that, is stupid, because everyone gets something wrong. Everyone says something wrong. Again, maybe I say something in my videos, an info or something like that might be wrong in the future. I don't really know what my perspective of the things I say right now would change, especially for people that advance over time. So, Pirates, it's very okay if you did something wrong in like your game 8 years ago when you started development. What the fuck are we talking? It's 8 years. If I get back to games I made eight years, I would laugh of how absurdly bad they were. It's just how life works. Things change. You improve if you were like a hardworking person. So it's just so okay to admit that you did something wrong. Super okay.
Like paper cuts that he won't take any accountability for. So our question for today is, why did all this happen? Well, this all came because Pirate Software, he was streaming on April 1st of this year and accidentally leaked a message between him and his moderator that suggests that he encouraged him to gift paid subscriptions and bits. Bits, by the way, are Twitch's currency. It's like a form of donating on Twitch. And I get to many of you guys, this would be extremely confusing. Why would a streamer want their moderator to be giving them money?
It's just like for making people pay more for him or stuff like that. It's just could be explained in some interpretation sometimes of breaking TOS, terms of services, because it's a bit sketchy and stuff like that. Many people explained it very, very well. Again, the situation, like legal mindset and stuff like that. So you can check out their channels if you want.
To simplify things, there's a feature on Twitch called a hype train.
A hype train. Essentially, the more you get donations or gifts in a short amount of time, it raises the level of this hype train.
And on April 1st of this year, Pirate broke a record for the longest Twitch hype train.
Last year, on April 1st, back in 2024, Twitch's hype train record smashed again by Pirate Software. And they go into detail about Pirate breaking the Twitch hype train world record, with his channel reaching level 106 on April 1st. Once the hype train was initiated, it took Hall roughly 3 hours to beat his previous level 55 world record from December, with viewers contributing 54,380 gifted subs alongside regular subscriptions and 8.2 million bits, likely earning Hall a healthy six-figure sum in the process.
So why does this matter? Well, on April 1st of this year, Pirate Software went live with the intention of beating this record again, because it had been beaten by another streamer by the name of Vidal. Randomly, during his stream, he accidentally opened his Discord chat with his moderator.
So I've heard a lot about Aquafunding, but is it everything people say it is, or is it just another hype?
Yeah, I wished I could place my head between them and go full burr mode and make... What?
Oh.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
You see, however much you try to cover a lie or something that you are doing wrong, it's just gonna happen someday and you will be exposed to people and you're gonna need to face it. Pirates is facing this phase now. Actually, is how you deal with it or trying not to do something very big wrong is what make you not vulnerable for such stuff. Like, you should not do illegal stuff, breaking term of services. Maybe you should not do stuff that make people judge you a lot, even if they will never hear about it. You think they will never know that I did this thing, because in somewhat way, in a very weird way, you're gonna be like confronted with these stuff either by the community if you were like famous, or maybe by your family if you did something wrong in private or stuff like that. You're gonna be confronted with the bad things you did. You cannot escape if you did something bad. You need either not doing it from the first place, which is the best thing ever, or take responsibility, which is something that any man should do in such a situation.
So, as you can see, some tomfoolery was happening. Out of all the chat logs for him to open on stream, he literally opens the chat log where he's communicating with a moderator of donating money to keep the hype train going, and the mod even states which account he's donating through, called Serendipitous Bean. And then, to make things worse, they try to make that account look like it's not the moderator who's donating all this money to keep the hype train going and for him to inevitably beat that record. Yeah, that doesn't look great. So now, he's not only allegedly cheating in puzzle-solving games, but also allegedly cheating for Twitch donation records. Now, he just responded to those allegations that were originally, from what I know, brought into the spotlight by the YouTuber Quintheo. So here, we're going off of screenshots that Awk20,000 took from Pirate's Discord. But here, you can see that Pirate added everyone in his Discord and said, "A content creator called Quintheo is continuously farming ad revenue by making false..."
Exactly, he's not farming ad revenue. It's not like that. Again, Pirate Software, it's just if you admitted you're wrong in the first place, Quinn or Quino channel would not publish as much videos as like this. They are only doing that because you are continuously not trying to say sorry for your bad actions and trying to do even more little mistakes. So that's what's making him publish that much of video, putting you in radar, and when he potentially saw something like that, he already published it, and big people in the industry started talking about it, which damaged you a lot, which is something you should not do. It's bad. It's just bad in every single way, in marketing, in a personal situation. It's just bad. You just only need to say sorry and stop it, because it's gonna escalate way more in the future.
Claims and drama content about me. Recently, he claimed that Kronos broke TOS by giving bits/subs to the Giga Train in April. Kronos used his own money to do this and can do what he likes with that money. Below is some information with receipts about all of that to refute the false claims about the situation. The creator has changed his entire brand into Pirate Software hate content for profit, as shown in image 4. Prior to this year's April 1st Giga Train going live, I made the announcement that I would be receiving 0% of the profits. Of the profits from the train, 50% would be going to the moderation team and 50% would be given to the ferret rescue. This announcement was made on March 29th, 2025, so the community was well informed of this. You can find this and attached as image 1. The total income from the Giga Train was 75,000 rounded up to the nearest thousand. This means that half of the train was 37,500, and that amount was then split 15 ways to all the staff besides me. That means each staff member received 2,500. This was announced to the community on April 9th, 2025. You can find this attached in image 2. Kronos threw 75,000 bits, 100 T1 subs, and 40 T3 subs during the Giga Train at around level 60 plus. He bought all of this in pounds, which came out to about 2,000 pounds or 2,800 bucks after conversions. You can find these transactions attached in image 3. Further,
for just $37, you can generate as many videos as you want and never have to.
subs are not one-to-one conversion, and neither are bits. The subs show up as about 68% of the overall contribution coming through, and bits are normally 82% when purchased in USD. However, doing this in pounds makes the conversion much worse. This means you were spending about 300 pounds or about $400 to get $250 in bits, which is a 62% conversion rate. So in total, Kronos spent $2,815.75 to add $1,830 to the value of the Giga Train, which was then cut in half to $915, because half was given to the rescue and split 15 ways to all staff members as $61. All staff are paid in USD and must convert to their own currency, which is another loss on top of this. Each conversion reduces the total income for any divided staff member that wishes to do this. And he sums it up with the TLDR that no, Kronos was not directed to do this. He was not compensated for this. Yes, he lost money from doing this. No, the Twitch TOS was not broken, no matter how many people try to claim otherwise. You now have the receipts and the math to prove this. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, well, what stands out for me here is why didn't he address, them purposely plotting to donate under another account than Kronos' main account?
And why the account was named as, I think, in the bio, like Kronos' friend in real life. I guess it had that in the bio, as many people said. It's very weird.
It just seems dishonest for your mod to be donating under a fake account.
Why not his main account? Makes no sense. And again, you did that wrong. You should have admitted that. I know he tried to take the point away for how the conversion rate is reducing the money, which happens in all business, in all industries, and everything. It's just conversion rate. Come on. By redirecting the point from the why a sketchy fake account, not his main account, and doing it in a big event like that, and it potentially looks sketchy to the TOS, the Twitch Terms of Services. Why would you do it in the first place? And trying to convert the point from this to, the conversion rate actually reduced the amount of money to each moderator. It does not really matter. It's not the main point that people are talking to you about. It's just trying to retarget to another point, solve a problem that never anyone asked for, and then trying to make them forget the main point that they are talking about, which is totally wrong.
Says in the bio that he was a friend of Kronos and not Kronos himself. And another interesting point is Quinthio, he said in the comments of one of his videos that he had talked to Kronos. And here he claims that Kronos said that he wasn't reimbursed. But according to Thor's response here, Kronos would have actually received $2,500, which would make him almost fully reimbursed here. But Pirate follows up that first message with this. Now for the 1-2 punch against this BS. Quinthio's Discord has people actively doxing me in it. Okay, that's really bad. His moderation team is aware of this and has been encouraging it as shown in the images. They have also been digging into Shay and her job as a secondary attack vector. In image 1, Shelf-related, who is a mod...
Yeah, again, people mistake do not really justify your own mistakes. Some people, if Pirate Software did something bad, very bad, I don't know, maybe if he did the worst thing ever in the world, it does not justify you doing something bad for him. That's why there is a justice system. That's where there's legal stuff that's there, why we developed as humans countries and legal systems. It's his own mistake does not justify you doing own mistakes towards him. That's something many people don't understand. If something is very bad, something he did very bad, here he's saying some people are doxing me, or now for the 1-2 punch against this bullshit, Quino's Discord has people actively doxing me in it. His moderation team is aware and been encouraging it to show images. This is bad. Just because he did some wrong stuff does not mean he have to face doxing or stuff like that. It's different. Yeah, people's mistake does not justify your own mistakes. You cannot just go dox the guy just because of some YouTube drama. That's totally wrong.
Asks for doxing info directly. We've forwarded all of this to Discord Trust and Safety as a result. We've also banned all the users that were taking part of this from our Discord. Yeah, I mean, if this is true, that's not cool at all. Like, no matter what you think about a creator, you should never be posting their address or...
Yeah, and again, Quino, if you watch this, you need to tell your moderator to block people or to kick people from the server of Discord that are doxing parts of that. This is totally wrong to do.
Work address on the internet, nor should you really have a scavenger hunt within your public Discord to try to find it. That just comes across as extremely obsessive and creepy. Now, I'm only taking Pirate's word for that here because I haven't been inside of Quinthio's Discord to see what was actually going on, but if that's true, that's definitely not a good look. Then, Pirate's last message in the series of posts said, "No, Quinthio, my address is not public information, and your users are distributing it on your Discord while the mods encourage it. They didn't just go after me and Shay either, they went after our moderation team too, as shown here. You cannot BS this away. Leave me and my team alone." I mean, that's fair.
Getting a shipping quote just got so much easier. Your competitive shipping rate, lightning.
Like, Pirate has plenty of public actions and statements that are free game to critique all you want, but you shouldn't be going for their addresses no matter what. And come on, I mean, that shouldn't even be a hot take. Honestly, it's just crazy that things snowballed to this point for him, as this dude's YouTube channel and career in general is just in free fall as we speak. As I previously mentioned, he's lost over 250,000 subs and over 100,000 followers on Twitch.
That's so wrong. And by the way, the only thing he needed to do is just saying, "I'm sorry." Done. Nothing else. How could someone be that bad at admitting he's wrong? Oh my fucking god.
That is insane. It went from some awful World of Warcraft classic plays, which he refused to admit any fault to, and then he just like slowly cascaded into more and more small things that he messed up and wouldn't admit any fault to, because the WoW situation then turned into the stop killing game situation, which then brought the spotlight to his own video game and then another game studio that he used to be associated with called Off-Brand Games. Because as a month ago, he had to completely step back from that game studio as he announced here. And Ludwig, who is one of the founders of that studio, thanked him for doing so. And that then brings us to Pirate's game called Heartbound. This game has been in production for a very long time, and Pirate has not been silent about criticizing other games in the past, like Undertale, who many claim his game has taken a lot of inspiration from.
Undertale is the best example of this. Undertale is made by Toby Fox. Undertale is a brilliant goddamn game. It's very good. It's also coded like shit. And that's fine. If you look at the decompiles that people have done of Undertale, you'll find that there are rooms that have hundreds of if statements checking the same value, then it sets it to 0, then it checks it again before doing anything.
Yeah, see, he said it's completely fine to have bad code. Completely fine. If the game is actually fun. By the way, it's totally fine to have bad code. So parts of you did bad code, it's okay. Just say, "I did bad coding. Thanks for noticing me. It's just a project that I've started working on for 8 fucking years. I'm sorry." And end of the situation. This is escalating for you very badly.
All of those if statements did nothing except for take processing power. There are sections of the game that show, like, oh, here's an example. All the dialogue in all of Undertale is in a single switch case statement in one object. It's thousands and thousands of cases long. Single object, all of the dialogue in the game. Hard-coded into that object. Insane. Insane behavior. But it doesn't matter. You can be bad at programming and make a brilliant game that changes the entire industry.
So obviously, if you're talking like that, you better have some really good code when it comes to your game. And to even double down on that, Pirate went on to say that his game was uncrackable. You could not pirate his game.
No, it was like another game by using Unity Steam Achieve system. And anyone who've ever known the cracking industry knows that they cracked or have some ways around the Steam client. It's not really how to protect your game from cracking. It was absolute bullshit. But that was not for Heartbound, it was for another game.
Which someone proved to be wrong very quickly. In this pretty viral thread on Twitter, the user by the name of Peach2K2 pointing out that the code is messy and badly organized. It has lots of inconsistent formatting, confusing variable names, and missing comments make it hard to follow. Essentially, Peach here waved a red flag about Pirate Software's technical skills and professionalism when it comes to coding games. And this also caused more people from the game dev community to start looking into this guy's code. And this includes a guy that goes by Coding Jesus. And here he made a 14-minute video where he essentially says the code of his game is embarrassing.
Honestly, if I was claiming I'm a game developer with 20 years of experience, this would be embarrassing to have online.
So Pirate took offense to that.
And again, game developers, solo game devs don't only do coding. I thought, by the way, he was a good artist. I thought he is the one doing the portrait art. I'm still not very sure, but some comments had me told me that actually he did not make even the art or the music. So I'm now confused if he only did the code and did that job. Oh, he is a really bad developer, to be honest. But if he did the art was inconsistent, but the portrait art was good. But actually perfect for such an indie game. The actual tile set and the gameplay art sucks, to be honest. Not the best art ever. I covered that in a full video. So yeah, if he only did the coding, he would be a very bad developer in my opinion.
And he went on to claim that his game Heartbound, it was coded so well that it could run on a smart fridge to show its efficiency. But it turns out the game was allegedly ran on a PC and mirrored to the fridge screen.
It is irrelevant to increase performance on a game that runs on a smart fridge.
The day my devastating video on Pirate Software's slop lighting system dropped, he did an 8-hour cope stream, justifying the slop by referring to the fact that his game runs on a smart fridge. So let's analyze what's really going on. Here's the video of Heartbound running, quote-unquote, on a smart fridge. Let's rewind a little. What do we notice here? We notice that the game is actually being...
At least cut that part from the goddamn video. Like showing it and thinking people not gonna know what a Raspberry Pi. Sharing it to the fridge is essentially just a screen at this point. And thinking people not gonna read that. Even gamers, not game developers who just play on emulators know what's that. What are we? At least trick people in a smart way. At least do that.
Run on a laptop and stream to the fridge using a Raspberry Pi device. If we zoom in a little closer, you can see it says connecting to Heartbridge, which is the name of the laptop and the hotspot connection he set up. In this case, the screen simply acts as a controller. Everything is running on the laptop, and the actual output is just being streamed back to the smart fridge. The fridge isn't computing anything itself. To emphasize this, here's a video of a washing machine running Death Stranding.
So when your game runs at perfect performance on a smart fridge inside of a Lowe's, come back and talk shit.
So Pirate made that video revolving the fridge, and we already saw Coding Jesus' response. So I guess, again, he made some weird response to try to make himself look like a genius. It's never that serious, and I'm very confused in why he's trying so hard to come across as like the smartest dude in the room. Because by trying to do so, he's kind of proving to the world that he's not that. I mean, the dude is just actively destroying his career live by continuing to double down rather than admit fault and fixing mistakes. Because, like, imagine if his response was, yeah, this is my first game, I'm trying my best here, thank you guys for supporting me.
Sorry for the bad code. No one gonna talk. My game is just a platform. I had pretty much of bad codes when I started working on it. It's totally okay. So it's not the biggest thing ever to make bad code. Even if you had a lot of experience, sometimes you just don't make things an industry standard because you're just doing it for passion or just doing it quickly and not really caring about performance for that game because it's just a test or something like that. It's not like the biggest thing ever. If you're not working with a serious project, you don't need to make a very serious code sometimes. So he could have interpolated that in different ways. The only thing important was just admitting that he was goddamn wrong.
Rather than allegedly staging this whole Best Buy refrigerator clip, which he only got caught doing because he was being sloppy, in a similar way that he got caught with the whole donation train thing. Either way though, I mean, this dude is guilty of committing cringe. but under no circumstances should he nor anyone close to him be doxxed. But
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
hey, at least he didn't get like $6 billion in contracts and build only half a house like Akon did in Africa, because that's just an insane story that I would recommend you guys checking out there. But
So, an amazing video by Atozy. Definitely go and check out his channel. Again, thanks for watching. Give us your opinion in the comments and see you in the next episode.